Okay, we're working on an 05 Toyota Corolla XRS. Putting in an alternator. I've already taken out the old one, and you can if you just tie your wiring up and put it in the back. You work on this one here, getting it in very gently. Take the cap off. I'll stick this down in here. Remember how I got it out of there. I think you can get it down. Slip it down in there. There you go. Now once you get it down in there, now turn around. Do not take any of the clips off back here in the back to your oil pressure sending unit. I wouldn't take that one off if I was you. There we go. Just gotta get it in there right. Bottom one started first. Can go ahead and start the top one. If I can figure out which one of the bolts he left me. Don't give you a lot of room. Get two hands on it. Okay, that's the bottom bolt. And the top bolt, I'm sure, is 12. Okay, now the alternator from Napa didn't have the hole here, and we're going to live without it, but we're going to put the bracket back in underneath the plinth. So what you need to do, just stick the bolt back in there. take my zip ties back off. Let the cables all back down. That's that. A little bit of work, but it's not too shabby. There you go. The top bolts are 12, the bottom ones are 14. So we'll fit in there. You could take out the bolts to the radiator fan, but I didn't take it out. I just left it in there. I just disconnected this one to the fuel injector, this one to the looks like some kind of cam sensor probably. Just left those, or disconnected those to bring up my cables a little more. Other than that, no big deal. So I plugged them back in. I left the one to the oil pressure sending unit, didn't take that one out. That one, didn't think that'd be a good idea to take that one loose, trying to get it back in there unless you took the fan out. So, left that one off. Or left that one on, I'm sorry. Just plugging everything back in. All the hoses and wires. There's one that I took off way down low to the AC. I'm gonna plug that one in. It's to the, comes around to the front of the AC. Bring that one back down here and plug it in. Okay, on this car you can see the tensioner for the serpentine belt. We can get you down in there to see it. See if I can give you some light on the subject. There you go. You see how the customer here has stripped off their head. He got nothing to tension it with no more. That's your tensioner bolt that's supposed to tighten your tensioner. So, as you can see, my customer rounded off his head. So, the only way I could get the belt back on was to basically take, this is going to be kind of hard to see, but the actual tensioner, you can tension it. It's going to take two people. However, I don't know if I can show you how to do it here. There's your sprocket down there. So what we did was, there's your motor mount right here. I'm right over the top of the motor mount looking down at the motor. And then you can see your sprocket here. You get your belt all lined up. If you don't have a tool off that bolt, you can't use the bolt on the tensioner no more. So what I did was, and I'm just going to back you out here, is there's your radiator. I'm taking a breaker bar and I'm running it down underneath the motor mount, as you can see. I'm running it down underneath the motor mount, right down the front. And what I'm doing is I'm going to put that right on top of that sprocket. Right there. You can see it. There you go. See how my screwdriver's sitting on top of it? See it? And then I just use the motor mount to pry up and push down. Now if you notice, I got it in there. See it? I'm pulling it out. But I want to show you something. Keep your screwdriver this way. Don't angle it down around the sprocket. Angle it up. Because when you pry down, it seems to work better that way. And you have to pry down at the same time you're prying down. Give it time to release the pressure as well. Don't just try to force it all at one time. Give it some time to release. It will release. And then you can slip the belt down around the crankshaft. That's how we had to do this one, because like I said, they stripped that bolt out back there in the back. And when you strip that bolt out back there on your tensioner right there, You strip that tensioner bolt out, you're screwed. Good luck trying to get it off. Share it with your friends. This is a 05 Toyota Corolla XRS. That's about the best way I can help you out, guys, to get your belt back on if you're not going to buy the part. So share it with your friends. Please subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm going to show you the belt routing here. Go around the crankshaft, comes up, goes around that sprocket there, comes back around your power steering. Alright, just making sure everything's okay. That goes up around your power steering, comes back across the top of that pulley, goes across the top, goes over to the alternator, which I'm going to show you where the alternator's at. Goes up around the alternator, comes down around the water pump on the back side, and then comes around the AC, and there you go. Then goes back over to the crankshaft. So we'll give you another bird's eye view here. I hope that helps you out so you see how it's routed. And there you go, guys. There, I'm just going to show you some more stuff that I took off. I did take this hose off that went underneath. It went on the back side. As you see, it runs down around, comes around the back side. So just going to pop that through there. Run this over here and stick it on. You can see that it goes right back down here. Slides up there underneath this bracket here. So there you go, fellas. Just in case you need anything on how to hook it back up, the bolt that you need is down in there behind the foam. That's how you get the bracket off that comes out that holds the wires loose. You also need to take this one out of the way. It's not a big deal, but it does have two bolts that you take out of that. Looks like we got another air hose to put back on that he took off. Just goes there. It's going to go up underneath there to your, so we'll stick it on there first. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but there's that one. And we'll stick this one back on here. Not a big deal. And this bracket here, we got to plug this back in. We took that loose. And then we just stick this back down here on there. And that's it. As far as that goes, we'll bolt this back down. This little bracket here spins around. I'm just going to spin it back around and plug it in. That's the main leg. And that's it, fellas. We'll put the bolt in that and we're done.